How you doing?
Good. Great to be back.
Oh, where's my video?
Great. Did you say great to be back?
I did say that, yeah, and it is.
Yeah. Look very canned.
Oh, good. Yeah, I did actually get rather burnt, but oh well.
How was your halls?
Oh, it's nice. It's just good to be away. We went to Dorset to a really a part of Dorset where weirdly we just know so many people all in the same area. I sent an email to my English teacher from school asking how he was doing. First time I've been in touch with him for years, and he said, "Oh, I'm in Dorset," and I said, "Oh, I'm in Dorset," and he said, "I said, where are you?" And it turned out he was 1.5 miles away from where I was, which was yes and no.
Wow.
So I can't remember. Is it my go or is it your go?
Well, I think it. Well, I think it was going to be like. I think we were going to talk about the Street View project.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We were going to make that the theme, so it's sort of like a collaboration within a collaboration.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Okay. Great. Well,
I mean, I don't mind if you want to just go old school and just do something.
I quite like the idea of it staying regularly fresh.
Right. Okay.
I also like the idea of being focused on a particular project. So
yeah. Well, I mean, the only project I've got that's about to get off the decks, apart from like a kind of boring, kind of worky one, which is to do with transport for London and kind of cycling, and I mean, it's not boring, but it's we've already kind of touched on that one. Yeah. And that's kind of like feels a bit too worky. I'm submitting an application to the Yorkshire Sculpture Park Open competition for sculpture, which is I've been posting a few of these pictures of these never-ending traffic lights.
Yeah.
And so I've designed this sort of traffic light that just kind of goes up and up and up, and kind of has the sequence of lights and not in any particular order, and it's all to do with how we kind of spend our lives waiting and then going and stopping and not really having any real order to
I love that. So do you want to do something like that?
Yeah, I spend a lot of time just drawing traffic lights, and like they are really boring, and like I think my wife's like, hey, no one's going to buy your traffic lights, and I was like, I don't care, I love drawing them. Quite like this one, I did in ink.
That's great. I think it's brilliant. The idea of drawing loads of traffic lights.
Yeah, something quite fun in the dullness of it. But it is for a purpose, and the deadline is the 19th, and I've had a fabricator to like work up how big, because I was like, I don't want to propose something that's like, 20 meters tall and it be not possible because the budget's £10,000, so it's not huge. So a really good fabricator's like worked out how big it can be. So I'm now going to make a little scale model, which I'm quite excited about. So we could just do something traffic light based today if you want, and talk separately about it. Should we do that?
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, let's start a new one. Okay. Or if we just I'll hide that layer and then it's simpler.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, sorry, that wasn't up on my screen. I've just clicked on it. He looks really he looks like this guy that I used to work for at Port Elliot. I said I worked on a Port Elliot festival.
Oh, he's the guy who trained me in improv, and he sort of invented it. But let's do something else with traffic lights. But we come back to him another time.
Definitely.
Okay, so if I do a new one, I might have to re-invite you to it.
Okay.
What are we calling it? Just it's saying, can we save it as a thing like traffic lights 1?
Yeah, traffic light or traffic light collaboration. I've already used the title traffic light 1.
Okay, I've got traffic light JPL 1.
Perfect.
Now I have to.
Did I ever tell you that I was my middle initial is Peter, so I nearly used JP myself.
You've got your back on one of your accounts.
Oh yeah, on one of the things. Yeah. How did you end up being that?
Oh, there's never been a satisfactory answer. So we'll
Okay.
draw as we go. I don't know what we're doing, but we'll.
Well, I'm going to just do a little like sort of rural background, because it's quite important that this traffic light sits in the sort of rolling hills.
Okay,
So I'm going to
great.
get some. It's one of those kind of like, you know, lots of green and blue, and then
Yeah.
we'll explore from there. Because that didn't work. Where did my lovely green line go? Have I got to like secure?
Oh, maybe I think I drew over you by accident.
Okay, so that's going to be me, is it now? Just put my name on that. So, yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. It's like the other reason to do it in this place in Yorkshire, which is like, have you been to Yorkshire Sculpture Park?
No, where is it?
It's beautiful, like just in the middle of like nowhere, sort of just down, I guess, north of Sheffield, so like near Wakefield,
Okay.
like sort of between West Yorkshire and South Yorkshire, but it's just in like the rolling hills. But they had quite a famous college there called Bretton Hall, which was like kind of super creative output in the 80s and 90s, I think, and you sort of lived there in the middle of nowhere, and then they turned out some really good students, but they're all closed down now. So.
No shame. So you do traffic light sculpture?
The guy that invented the traffic light is also from that area, so it's sort of like loosely like a homage to him.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, just be like, they do open every year where you can sort of submit ideas. And how old is your English teacher now then? Is he retired, or what's the deal?
Yeah, he's retired, but what was really nice was that he just doesn't seem to have changed. He's still got the same
that's
kind
great.
of massively boyish enthusiasm for all the stuff that he used to talk about, which is great, really satisfying.
And does he look the same, or just looks like an older version of what he was?
I think I may have noticed that. You know how that happens. You notice at the very beginning that someone looks a bit different, and then by the end, I just didn't think that he looked any different.
You don't think about it, yeah.
And I've got a nice photo, because it all started because a classmate got in touch with me and said, anyway, she got in touch with me from years ago, and I haven't been in touch with her for ages, and she asked how he was, and I didn't know, so I got in touch with him, and so I sent her a photo.
Aww.
And now
do you still pally with a lot of your school friends?
Not a lot, but a few of them I've kept up with.
Few, yeah.
I actually got in.
You see, when I move that, sorry to interrupt, I moved the thing, you get this nice white shadow. It's quite nice.
Oh, great!
On your swirls. I don't know how I've done it. But
you moved
I've moved the whole thing. Yeah, and so it's created an empty layer underneath, but I quite like that.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I want to do some sense of someone being urgent and sort of pushing, because the thing with traffic lights are a frustration, aren't they? Unless they're green.
Yeah, that's true. And in a lot of countries, they don't have amber. You know, just have green and red.
Oh yeah, and doesn't America have that slightly, to me, odd thing where it's got yellow flashing all the time?
Yes. Yes, that's true. And then I might have told you this already, but they have a thing called Amber Alert in America.
I think you did say
that's to do. Yeah, I'm sure I told you that.
Oh yeah,
it's to do with like a missing child called Amber. It's nothing to do with the. And there's also somebody did this other. What's the best way again to just drag a picture? What did we decide it was best to?
I think you have to do edit and then paste file, and then you have to use there's the move tool, which is at the very top on the left, and there's the hand tool which moves the whole picture. So it's one of those.
Okay. there's someone else. There's another interesting traffic light sculpture in London that somebody sent me.
Who'd have thought?
Which I know, which is this guy. Has that appeared on yours yet?
Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. Yeah. You can tell that it's just appeared.
So we could leave him in. I mean, it's nice to have a bit of a photo sometimes. Could make him a bit more. Oh no, I don't want to move everything. Do I get just on that? It's not proven very easy to move. Without moving the whole thing. And did you go to school in? Did you go to school in London?
Yeah, in Holland Park, which sounds great, and in many ways is great.
Yeah.
But it's at the time anyway, it was the only state school in the borough, and it was quite a dangerous place actually.
Oh, I see.
What about you?
I went to school in Leeds, which, you know, was a sort of decent sized city, I suppose.
Yeah, no, definitely. I imagine it would have been quite a lively experience in Leeds. I know a few people who went to school.
Yeah, it's quite a big student town as well. So that sort of, yeah, it's quite a youth town.
Yeah.
Quite good. It's good fun. I'm having trouble doing anything for some reason. I was also like, I just want to get rid of some of this background. So the best way to do that is probably just to bring a layer above like that, and then just draw on that layer with some green. Okay, great. I must admit, I'm still pretty useless at this.
I'm having this really interesting experience of working out how to relate to layers. It's sort of like in my mind all the time. I'm sorry, I've just gone and jumped ahead and started drawing a.
Oh yeah, please, yeah, that needed finishing, yeah. And I'm getting not sick of drawing them, but it's nice to see someone else kind of inputting how, like, in the project, because having these fabricators look at it was great, because they're all, you know, maths and science, and they're kind of they sort of, I was like, I don't want you to do loads of work on it because it's all speculative and I probably won't even get shortlisted, but please just tell me how big it can be. And it's quite exciting because it can be quite big. He's basically come back and said it can be oh, I can't find it now, but big enough to have an impact. You know, I didn't obviously want it to be like 5 times the size of a traffic light or something, so it actually has a kind of impact.
Oops. Did I tell you I was buying a pen, a drawing pen, and you know?
Oh no, that sounds good. Good gadget.
Oh, it's so good. I really like it. It's.
Do you have to have a board to go with it or something?
Yeah, the whole.
You're getting the whole kit. Oh, well done, JP.
And it.
No, I've never really understood how to do that, but I mean, I'd love to hear how it goes.
Well, it's really very satisfying. It's got which part am I moving now? Oh yeah, okay. It took a while to get used to it. I mean, obviously it did, but I really enjoyed the. Oh look, I like what the guy developed.
I just think your swirls need to be back in play.
I think this is.
And I know we find it funny when it's got a watermark, but I find it a bit annoying myself. Yeah,
no, it is. It's very frustrating. I bet they'll be really, really chuffed to see that someone's rubbing at their watermark. but actually, the video doesn't show the picture; it only shows us drawing it. So we don't even need to say the name of the people who've created this watermark.
Yeah. Well, I've gone back to when we did the first one with the mountainscape.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? So I've approached that company because I really want to use some of those photos that they took of Mount Levac.
Right.
Because they're obviously like really useful for the project. So I've said, can you give me the kind of the rights to, like, at least I obviously credit the photographer, but I'd quite like the rights to maybe reprint them, or
Yeah.
maybe get some printed on canvas so I can kind of work them up.
Any answer?
Yeah. They said it's fine. They just got to check with the media team.
Oh, great. That was such a good picture, that one. Oh yeah, what are we doing with this? For anyone who happens to be watching this video, which is a big question about whether anyone would be doing that. But if anyone is, they need to know that you sent me a fax in the post.
Oh yeah.
So what are we going to do with that?
Okay, so it's very similar actually to using Aggie. The idea is that every now and again we just send each other a sort of picture across the medium fax, and it's quite good if it can be a bit collaborative. So you might send something and say, what do you think of this, and then draw like a traffic light, and then I can draw back and say, no, this bit's wrong and this bit's too big or whatever.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah, I've sent another artist friend of mine, I sent him one about 6 months ago.
Right.
And I think his was missing a cable or something. So we've never got round to, he's not got round to doing it, but he keeps promising me he's going to get this cable. And I said, just tell me what the cable is, I'll get you the cable. But
right.
So he's in the group as well. And then there's about 4 or 5 other people who are in the group that we just send faxes usually. So I have a friend who's a football agent, Liverpool. They've got fax. They do a lot by fax still, believe it or not. A friend at the BBC who they have one fax machine in the basement. So if you send her a fax, the post boy brings it up to her desk. And then I have a friend in Margate who has got a fax just because she's cool, and she used it at her wedding, and people got faxes or something as part of the ceremony. I didn't quite understand, but
so do I need fax paper, or is it normal paper? No, it's fax paper.
Well, I made a point of getting you one with the roll, with the paper.
Oh, so it got paper in it?
Yeah, it said it was all ready to go.
Okay.
So because there's a lot of faxes out there that just use normal paper, to me that's sort of a bit pointless.
Right.
It's all about the roll, the way it rolls off and the thermal thing. But if for some reason it isn't loaded, I mean, obviously the way to do it is just to test it. So you'll remember how to use it. You just scribble something, enter the number, press send. And my phone fax is set up as fax only, really. I mean, it's in my kitchen. I have to hide it. I have to hide it from my wife.
I can imagine why that might be.
But you gave me clearance. You said you were going to be fine to have a fax.
Yeah.
But yeah, you do need a phone line as well. That's the other catch. And some people don't have phone lines these days.
Oh, I see. But I mean, I can use my normal phone line.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, that's good. And I'm just getting this sky coloured in, which I'm happy with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's looking good, isn't it? But that's really nice, actually. Yeah, the explosion of colour. This is one of my favourites, I think. And I'm using the pipette tool a lot at the moment.
Yeah, me too.
Just, it's like, sorry, my phone's ringing. Oh my God, what's happened now? Is that me doing that? Is it him? Or is it?
Which bit? I've covered him in red because I want him to be flooded and
oh yeah. No, my screen was just like zoomed in for some reason. I don't know what happened there. Yeah, I'm really into like Pantone colors and like trying to match things exactly. I've always quite enjoyed that challenge.
I should tell you about what I was hoping to do with that drawing of Keith, so we can think about it next time. The guy in the.
Oh yes, yeah. The improv guy.
Yeah, so Keith taught me impro, and I
Yeah.
drew a picture. I drew loads of pictures when we were training, and I thought, just to write down everything that he said because it seemed so wise, all of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just thought I liked the pictures, but they were just scratchy pen drawings just from my own memory, and I thought I'd colour them in. I did one yesterday, and I like it and everything, but it's a bit drab. So I actually wanted with you to draw Keith talking about whatever it was he talked about, and I could tell you that stuff. It might be interesting, might not. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm fast. I had a very brief look at his site where I think he posted something on YouTube or something. So I saw like one video. He looks like, he's like the godfather, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And amazing.
Well, I thought instead of making it drab, because it wasn't drab, it was really funny. Maybe we could do some psychedelic colouring, like in the great 60s psychedelic posters. I quite like the idea of using that kind of brightness.
Okay.
Anyway, you've done a pretty good job here.
I'm really happy with it. I'm conscious that some of your grass got eaten away by something.
Thanks for replacing it. It's grown since
I've been growing things in my front garden, and I got this infestation of caterpillars.
Ah, what kind of things do you grow?
They only eat my kale. I've got kale, and I've got radishes. I've got rocket, tomatoes. What else? Just like, easy to grow things basically.
Yeah.
But they just they're all over it, and I had to throw it all away.
Oh no. Well, I suppose you fed them.
And it's my fault really for not picking it earlier because it's been ready for a while.
Oh, yeah.
I had to dust off the bell because I just haven't used it for a while.
Right, we're on time. Yeah, okay.
I mean, we're okay. I think we've got 5 minutes, but I mean, it's looking good. I don't want to you got to know when to stop, haven't you, with a good drawing?
Yeah. I think that's really satisfying. I love the
yeah. Do you think does it need a bit of text or no?
What kind of thing were you thinking?
I don't know. I just think sometimes we have text in the work.
Yeah, let's have some text. What do we want to say?
I don't know what to say really. I like how this guy's quite subtle now. You have to kind of really look to see him.
Yeah.
I like that. Maybe not. Maybe it doesn't need text. I'm just yeah.
I don't think that adds much. I think that spoils it.
I'm not. Yeah, I think lose that. I was thinking more the actual text tool, but I don't think it. No, I don't think it does need it. Although I have found my new favorite font. I've got this font that I've started using. You know, when you've come across a new font and you just have to on everything. It's called Dinosaur Medium. Do
you have Adobe Illustrator?
Yeah.
Right, because I'm thinking of getting that. I've got this. I've got to get InDesign as well, so I might as well get the whole lot. But
I just got the package, JP. Yeah. And I can't really afford it, but
no, that's where I am.
But I wrote to them and said a friend recommended doing this. I wrote to them and said, "Oh, I'm freelance, and apparently during the current crisis, you're offering 3 months to subscribers."
Oh, great!
And they were like, "Yes, here's 3 months free."
Wow! Thank you for the tip.
So you could always try that.
I've saved the picture because I think we must be nearly.
I think save it. Yeah, I think we could faff with the grass for a bit. I really like what you've done because that reminds me a little bit of one of my drawings where I won't get out, but I've done with like splashes of like paint coming out or ink. I've been using like a bit of ink, and that's it's really nice the way it fades out. Great,
lovely. No, I've got this glove that comes with my drawing pad.
Oh yeah, tell me more about your drawing set then. So you've got
there's the pad, and this pen goes on the board.
Wow,
So it's
Just
got
like a
very
normal
fine
pen. Yeah.
and the nib is very pressure responsive, so I can, especially on the brush tool, it doesn't change the thickness on the pen, obviously pencil, but on the brush tool, if I press harder, it gives me a thicker line, and it also can tell the angle that I'm holding it at. So it's really clever.
Amazing.
So I'm
And
looking forward to trying it on Illustrator.
was it big bucks?
I think
200 quid?
No, it was only about 60.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't
I
want
mean,
to.
I have the iPad, and there's this, this guy.
Yeah. Oh, so
And
you're used to the whole thing then?
no, not really. I've never really got into it. I know, like, Hockney likes it, doesn't he? But
Yeah.
and they have within that package you're going to get, which I think you should get, because I think if you just get one, it's not that much more just to get the whole lot, and you'll be, I'm sure, pick them up really quick. I mean, if it is all about layers, and it's all about, but the language of it is very similar.
Yeah.
So I don't know what you edit on at the moment, but they have their Premiere thing for editing. They have Lightroom, which is the photo one.
Yeah.
Illustrator, which is just like graphic-y stuff, and then InDesign, which is what they do for like magazines.
Yeah.
They're the one, and Photoshop. They're the ones I use, but there's loads more. So there's ones for animating.
Oh, there. Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, within that package, you get loads. So it's just, you've got to have a lot of patience, man, and watch a lot of YouTube videos of like dude doing it. I just ring the bell on the drawing.
Great, thank you. Right, I'll end the recording.
And
Stop recording.